The first thing people noticed about Teo was her presence. At 45, she still turned heads without trying. Her beauty was effortless, smooth dark skin, bright eyes, and a gentle smile that made strangers feel welcome. But it wasn't just her looks, it was her warmth, her laughter, the way she remembered everyone's birthdays and never forgot to ask how you were doing. People often said her life was perfect. A wealthy husband, a mansion in a gated estate, 2 brilliant children, 15 and 10, a life wrapped in comfort, and at the center of it all stood her husband, Kola, rich, influential, respected, the kind of man people stood up to greet, the kind of man who always seemed in control. Together they looked unbreakable. But perfection, like glass, cracks quietly. It started with small things. Things Teo couldn't explain. Kola began stepping outside to take phone calls, late at night, whispering. Whenever she approached, he ended the call. "Business," he would say, smiling too quickly. His phone now had passwords. His study stayed locked. Documents disappeared whenever she tried to tidy up. Sometimes she caught him staring at her, not lovingly, but thoughtfully, as if calculating something. It made her skin crawl. One evening, while setting the table, she asked softly, "Are we okay, Kola?" He looked up. "Of course we are," he said, but his eyes didn't match his smile. Weeks passed. Then came the life insurance policy. "I just want to secure the children's future," he explained casually. "The coverage seems too much," she said, flipping through the papers. He laughed. "Can money ever be too much for safety?" she sighed. She trusted him. Why wouldn't she? He was her husband. A few days later, he insisted she take the black SUV to work. "The other car needs servicing," he said firmly. "But I prefer the blue one. This one is safer." His tone left no room for argument. Their 15-year-old daughter began noticing things too. One night, thirsty, she walked past her father's study. She heard him speaking on the phone. His voice was low, cold. "Make sure it happens tonight," he said. Her heart skipped. She almost knocked, almost asked what he meant. But something in his voice froze her feet to the floor. She went back to bed and told herself she imagined it. The rain came without warning that Thursday evening, heavy, violent, the kind that blurred headlights and flooded roads. Teo drove home alone, windshield wipers fighting the storm. Music playing softly, she was thinking about dinner, about the children, about how distant Kola had been. She made a mental note to talk to him again, to fix whatever was wrong. She pressed the brake pedal at the bend. Nothing happened. She pressed harder, still nothing. Her heart slammed against her ribs. No, no, no. The car sped downhill, out of control. She pumped the brakes. Dead. The steering wheel shook violently. A truck's headlights flashed toward her, then metal screamed, glass exploded. The world flipped. Once, twice. Then darkness. The news spread fast. Tragic accident, brake failure, instant death. Neighbors cried, friends brought food. The house filled with mourners. Kola wept loudly at the funeral, too loudly, throwing himself onto the coffin. My wife, my love. People held him back. But some whispered later, his tears came fast. Stopped fast, too. Like a tap. 3 days later, he filed the life insurance claim. The first real crack came from the mechanic, a quiet man who serviced the SUV. When an investigator casually asked about the brakes, he stuttered, "SCR, they were fine, perfect condition, but the report says failure. I checked them myself." The next day he disappeared. Phone off. Shop closed. No one saw him again. Then the daughter remembered the phone call. "Make sure it happens tonight." Her chest tightened. That was the same night. One afternoon, her little brother was searching for his football inside their father's drawer. Instead, he found papers, insurance documents, numbers circled in red, huge numbers, more money than he had ever seen. "Dad," he asked innocently, "why is Mum worth so much money?" Kola snatched the papers away too quickly. "Don't touch my things." His voice was sharp, angrier than necessary. The boy flinched. Their father had never spoken like that before. The house changed after that. Colder, quieter. Their father smiled less, watched them more, like he was afraid. An investigator revisited the case. Something didn't sit right. Healthy brakes don't just fail. Insurance claims don't get filed overnight. And grieving husbands don't start transferring money within days. He began digging. Carefully. Quietly. Every time he got close to something, records vanished. Witnesses changed statements. CCTV footage corrupted. Someone powerful was cleaning up. One night, the daughter opened her mother's old voice notes, random memories she used to record, recipes, reminders, little jokes. Then one caught her attention. Her mother's voice sounded shaky. "If anything happens to me, I don't think it's an accident. Kola has been acting strange. I feel watched in my own home." The recording ended. The girl's hands trembled. Downstairs, the front door opened. Her father was home. She quickly locked her bedroom for the first time in her life. She was afraid of him. Days later, the investigator called. "I think your mother didn't die by accident," he said gently. Silence filled the line. "I need you to be careful. Your father is not who you think he is." That night, Kola sat alone in his study. Stacks of money on the table. Insurance payout complete. Everything had gone perfectly. No witnesses, no proof. Just a tragic accident. He smiled, cold, satisfied. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. A message. 3 words. "We know everything." For the first time since the crash, Kola's hands began to shake. Outside, thunder rolled again, just like the night Teo died. And somewhere in the darkness, the truth was getting closer.